fly like you stole it.
Welcome to my review. I'm doing a review of the Emax 2207 2400kv motors, and I'm comparing them to my old 2205 2300kv motors, red bottoms. These motors were sent to me from Unmanned Tech, so I could do this review, and I'm doing it from a point of view of a new flyer, not a professional. I've only been flying 2 years, and I'm quite recent to this hobby still, and I'm enjoying it, so I thought I'd try something new. So then, these 2207 motors. These are the latest ones from Emax. I went for the 2207s, 2400 kV motors, and I really like them so far. I've had them about a month. I've flown quite a few packs for them now, and I'm enjoying them. So what I did was I did 6 flight videos. I did 3 videos on the old motors, and I did 3 videos on the new motors. And I flew the same route. The idea was I could get a flight comparison on feel, so I could go for the same gaps, the same routes, and also on the length of time that I fly for. Because these are bigger motors, and I expect them to last a lot less on my batteries. So to keep things the same, I have same motors, well, different motors, same ESCs, same lipos, and same props. So on the new frame, the 2207s with 30 amp ESCs from Chaos, 30 amp Chaos ESCs, and they're from Unmanned Tech. And I flew these with the GEP RC 5040 tri-blades. On the other frame, 2205s, again these have the same 30 amp Chaos ESCs from Unmanned, and they're on the same props, the GEP RC 5040s tri-blades. And I flew all on the same packs as well, which are the Turnkey Graphenes 1300 milliamps 65C. Now, the reason I went for these motors opposed to any others is I like motors that are, I like components that are not too expensive, that are a good price range, something I'm going to get some life out of, and if I crash them, I aren't too fussed about. There are a lot of motors out there that are really expensive, or to me anyway, and I don't see the point of getting expensive motors, crashing them into a tree, into concrete, and then ruining them and having to buy new ones, or waiting until I can buy new ones. So these ones from Unmanned are £17 a motor, so it's a nice good price, and it's definitely in my price range, and I shall keep buying these motors, which is good. Now the weight of these motors, these are quite heavy compared to other motors of this size. They're 36 grams each, but when I've cut them down, the wires, they're only 33 grams. Now these wires are their new silicone thicker gauge wires, and I like them. They're nice and easy to cut through, nice and easy to work with. They flex nicely. They're just, you can really tell the difference of these wires compared to the old 2205 ones that when I built them. Now the Emax have gone for this new bell design, which has this like U dip at the top here, which gives the bell a lot more strength, I would think, rather than just flat metal. It's just got a nice big U in it, which will give it a lot more resistance to bending. They haven't gone from a hollow shaft in these ones. They have a hardened steel down the middle, which should give it more strength. And on the bottom, they've removed the C-clip, and they've gone for a screw. So you might getting the bell off easier, and you won't have to worry about losing C-clips when you ping them around the room. Just when you tighten these back down again, don't over tighten them. Make sure you've got nice and free movement in your bell still, but don't under tighten them to the point where you're going to lose your screw. Their motor mounts are gone for 16 by 16 mils instead of the 16 by 19 that you see in most motors now, and they've gone for no bottoms. So I look at these ones down here, they are well out the way. You can see nicely between the mounting hose and the screw, so when you actually put your screws through, you can see if the screw straight away is touching your winding, so you're not going to short out there. And they actually give you 2 sets of screws, 3 and 4 mil, so you can actually see now. There's some glue underneath the windings, maybe there for some protection or to stop this movement here, but when it's all fixed into your quad, that ain't going anywhere. On top, I can see that there's glue on the bell that they've used to balance it out, and they've got some nice notches up here, stop your props from slipping, and the windings look like they've been wound really well. So I really do like these motors. So in this video is a two-minute flight video, maybe a bit long, of me flying these motors. Now I prefer these motors over my 2205s now, and when I get a chance and I rebuild this one, I'll be rebuilding the 2207 motors. They have more punch, they have more power, which I think gives me more confidence to fly differently as well. There's a section in the video where I power looped a clump of trees, which I would never have done with my old motors. I just feel more confident flying these motors, and you can really feel the difference in the power and the punch to these things. When I first flew, and my initial thought was, "Wow, those gaps are coming up fast." I nearly hit everything in the field because I just wasn't used to how much quicker things were coming up to me. But they are really fun to fly. I've had a few packs through them now, and I do enjoy these motors, and they will be my new go-to motors from now. Thank you for watching my review. I hope you got some useful out of this. Any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And remember that you can actually pick these motors up from Unmanned Tech. They're here in the UK. I prefer UK stores, particularly smaller stores, because everyone needs support. So that's where I get my motors from. Thank you. In fact, that's where I got a lot of my stuff from, actually.